You've already got that email from your HR department at work. It's time to make your investment declarations for the year, which means you need to make your financial plans for the year now. And an early start will give you the opportunity to come up with an investment plan that helps you save tax and fulfills your financial goals.
So I'll make an investment strategy not based on market conditions or events that happens in market or in the financial environment, but based on my requirements.
It isn't really that difficult to work this out. Section 80C of the Income Tax Act allows you tax-free investments of up to 1 lakh rupees every year. First of all, if you have a running home loan, your investments are already taken care of. The principal repayment of a home loan is tax deductible up to 1 lakh rupees. Besides this, the interest repaid on a home loan up to 1.5 lakh rupees a year is also tax deductible under Section 24B. Now, if you don't have a home loan, there are other options available to you. You need to first find out what your PF contribution will be for the year. Investments of up to 1 lakh rupees in a provident fund are tax deductible under Section 80C. That aside, if you're paying off an education loan, the interest on that loan is also tax deductible, as are any tuition fees you may be paying for your children. So first, deduct all of these payments from the 1 lakh allowance. Now you need to invest the rest. Begin with buying a term insurance policy.
So insurance is not an investment. Insurance has to come prior to it. And you need to cover yourself to the extent that in case of your death, what will be the financial loss to family? And cover yourself completely and then only go to investments.
Now, depending on your financial needs, you have to decide how much of your money goes into equity and how much you need to put into debt instruments. For your long-term financial goals, where you will not need the money for the next 5 years, invest in equity.
Currently, the most favorite is ELSS, Equity Linked Savings Scheme, because again, the principal amount that you invest qualifies for a tax deduction and the dividend that you receive is tax-free in the hands of the investor. Again, if you sell the ELSS, if you've held it for a particular period of time, even the long-term capital gains could be tax-free. But that is as per the current law. If the DTC proposes to be harsh on ELSS, then things may change.
A debt investment in your portfolio will help you hedge against the volatility in the stock markets that could hit your equity investments. But you need to choose your debt investment keeping in mind how old you are and for how long you can allow your money to be locked in. If you are a young investor with a long-term horizon, you can put your money in a public provident fund. While your money will be locked in for 15 years, you will get a steady 8.6% interest on it, irrespective of how the market is faring.
I would say it is very clearly the public provident fund because you're getting 8.5% tax-free interest. Also, it is completely the exempt mechanism, which means that when you invest in the public provident fund, that amount also qualifies for a tax rebate. The accretion or the interest that you earn is completely tax-free. Also, when you get the maturity sum, it's completely tax-free. So right now, it is perhaps the only investment which qualifies as the exempt mechanism, and there is no, it is not bound to change even in the proposed DTC.
However, if a PPF is too illiquid for you, you have other options like a 5-year bank fixed deposit that will give you tax benefits and returns of about 9.25%. Now keep in mind that you're not restricted to Section 80C when you're investing. As per Section 80D, taking health insurance for your family will earn you a tax benefit of up to 15,000 rupees. And if you buy a health policy for your retired parents, that would earn you an added benefit of 20,000 rupees. Also, the union budget has provided for an additional 5,000 rupees to tax deduction on health insurance. This additional amount applies to the health checkups your family may need from time to time. Unfortunately, the budget this year did not renew the tax benefits on infrastructure bonds which were available to you last year. But there still is plenty of room for you to plan your finances and to make full use of the investment allowance you have. So start planning now so you don't miss out on anything at the last minute.
Alright, so those are the investments you should be considering for your tax plan. Now, Dhirendra, as far as the equity-linked savings scheme is considered, could you name a few funds that we can use while we are investing this year?
Two relatively stodgy ones, I would say, or two or three. Then I would say HDFC Tax Saver, ICICI Prudential Tax Gain, or Franklin Tax Shield. These are, funds with long credentials and fairly stable as well. If I have to choose, one or two aggressive ones, the ones which will be risky, and from that standpoint, I would say, Canara Robeco Tax Saving Fund and Taurus Tax Shield, they look pretty impressive as aggressive tax saver.
I wanted to ask you, for those of us who use SIPs to invest in ELSS, can we at this point start an SIP for longer than 1 year, or would you recommend that since we don't know what's going on with the DTC and we don't know what the tax treatment is going to be of this product, we should, if we are starting an SIP, start it for only 1 year?
No, I would strongly urge that do it only for 1 year, because there isn't a point investing in a tax saving fund, assuming that you don't need the tax saving. You will be forced to invest in it. It will be locked in for 3 years. That is an unnecessary compromise.
Right, and the other question, obviously, that a lot of viewers are asking us about right now is, after that 3-year lock-in expires, should they consider moving their money out right now? Is there going to be a redemption pressure? If the DTC does come in, what's going to happen to these ELSS? So give us a checklist in which we can use to evaluate the ELSS that we have invested in and consider whether or not we should keep the money in that for longer.
No, look at ELSS as just another equity fund, and get out of ELSS only if it has, proving to be a relatively average performer, or it was not the fund. All the steps which one should take with any other fund, if you are out of the lock-in.
The ELSS that we can use and we must use this year to save tax, all of that is flashing on your screen right now. This is a list of equity-linked saving schemes that Dhirendra recommends for this year. Remember, start your SIPs now, invest through the year. So at the end of the year, you will be ready to hand in those documents to your HR team, and you won't be rushing last minute to find the best tax-saving investment.